Dad, what are we cooking?
What are we cooking? That's a good question. We are cooking potato rostis. So, potato rosti is basically grated potato and salt and pepper. You can add flavorings into it. You can put herbs into it. You can put whatever you want. You can have it for breakfast. You can have it for lunch. You can have it for dinner. You can have it as a side dish. You can make it different sizes. So it's quite versatile. And I just thought, we've done fondant potatoes. We've done Hasselback potatoes. And now it's time for the potatoes we sliced. And then we put bacon in between. And then we put pea shoots on. I'll have to show you the video. You were in it. You liked them. We had them for lunch. I'll remind you and then you'll see.
Oh!
Oh!
Do you mean like the potatoes and then you wrap the bacon around it?
No. I'll show you. Anyway, let's show you how to make potato rostis. So, this video is being recorded by my 7-year-old son. So, just wanted to let you know that. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, but I know it will not be that good.
It'll be fine. So what we're going to do with this, over here, can you see that?
Yeah.
This is a pot of water which we're going to bring to the boil, then we're going to turn down to simmer, and then we're going to put our potatoes in there for 5 minutes, and that is it, just 5 minutes. Basically, all we're going to need for this recipe is some potatoes, a grater.
Cheese grater.
It's an all-round grater. It doesn't just grate cheese, grates potatoes too. A pan. Excuse me, the phone's going. So before we're interrupted by the phone, I'm going to use the small frying pan. It's very tiny, but I'm going to show you. You can use whatever frying pan you've got. I'll show you. And some olive oil and some. These are mixed Italian herbs. And just some olive oil, yeah. So that's all you need basically, and some salt and pepper. So yes, just waiting for the water to boil.
1 year later, waiting for it to boil.
Come here then. Right, the water is bubbling away. So, Jones, put the potatoes in. Just put them in gently so they don't splash. All of them, yeah. Don't drop them in because they'll splash and burn you, so just put them in. That's it. I'll help you as well, shall I?
Oh.
So, yeah. One more. We need to cover them, make sure they're covered.
Oh, Dad.
It's alright.
Is that hot?
No, I'm alright.
Would it be hot for me?
Probably. So we'll turn that down. And we're going to simmer that for 5 minutes. That's it, just 5, because you don't want to overcook the potatoes. One thing I forgot to say is, just season the water with a bit of salt. Just a good pinch will do. So the reason we keep the potatoes with the skin on when we boil them is so they don't absorb too much water, because we don't want soggy potatoes, do we? No, we don't. Oh. So when the time's up, 5 minutes is gone, and you can see how my potatoes are simmering. Let's turn that off. Just strain the potatoes, let them cool down for a few minutes, and then we're going to scrape the skin off, but we'll show you that in a second. Right.
Carry on.
Carry on. So let's see if the skin, they're hot, aren't they? Yeah, it just scrapes off. So I'm going to get a cloth. This is just, you've got to be really careful with this because it's obviously, the potatoes are very hot. But as you can see, come here, Jonesy boys, and have a look at these potatoes.
I could just remember.
You can just scrape the skin off with a knife. You can let them cool down a little bit if you like.
It's that hot, you have to have a glove.
Yeah, they've just come out of boiling water, haven't they?
You're used to boiling water.
I am, but you've still got to be careful. And I need to show people.
I want to see the potato.
Why not?
Your hands are not.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not tall.
Well, who's the one with the camera?
Me.
Well, there you go. So yeah, scrape the skin off, and then once that's done, we'll show you what to do next.
Bye.
Right, so we've got the potatoes peeled, as you can see, and they've cooled down so that Jonty doesn't burn his hands when he's grating. And on one of these box graters, just use the biggest setting and you start grating your potato. Go on then.
Okay.
Push hard and push it down, that's it. Mind your fingers. In terms of potato, you want a waxy potato where possible and a starchy potato, because potatoes are starchy, but the starch is what holds the potato together in this cooking process.
It's cheese.
Pardon?
It's cheese.
What's cheese?
This. It
Yes.
looks like cheese.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, let's not mistake it for cheese, because that would be pretty gross. Sprinkle that on your pizza.
Cool.
I suppose it'd be alright.
Well, you don't want a potato pizza.
No, that's true.
Ow.
So, show everyone what happens when you grate your finger. Oh, look. Don't grate your finger. Grate the potato.
Well, I thought it was a piece of potato.
Oh, now you know it's not. So, there's our potatoes grated. There is, however, they're quite starchy. Look at that. It sticks to my fingers, which is a good sign. You want that. And so, get some salt and pepper in there, please, Jonah. Sprinkle it all over. So I've just got a pot of pepper and salt here, which I've mixed up. Potatoes can hold quite a bit of salt, but obviously for health purposes, you don't want to, no, not all of that. You don't want to do that. And I've just got some mixed Italian herbs, which I'm going to sprinkle in there. Right, so you just want to give this...
Mixing it all around.
That's right, give it all a good mix in as best you can. Some people add butter, but I'm not going to, because I want it to be a video suitable for people, for vegans and gluten-free and dairy-free and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to use a bit of olive oil when I'm cooking it. You can add cheese at this stage as well if you liked, anything really. Are you showing them the olive oil? Thank you.
I'm very helpful.
You are very helpful. Right, I'm going to get this pan heating up. How much? I'll show you. Pour it in and then I'll show you. I'll tell you when to stop. Stop! So yeah, just cover the base of your pan. Now, it's on a medium heat, so ours is on 5, because you want to cook the outside of the potato. Ideally a rosti is, careful with that because it's going to be hot, isn't it? Ideally you want the rosti crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle. Now, with our potato, what we do is...
Oh, that sounds yummy.
That sounds yummy, doesn't it? With these little pans, I'm going to fill them up. Some people call these potato pancakes, but I want mine thicker than a pancake. Yep.
This sounds like frosty crunching.
It does, doesn't it? As you chew them. Maybe the next one. So I really piled it high and really pressed it in there, and we're just going to let that cook and colour for a little while until it's done, and then I'll show you what's next. Right, it's been on for 3 minutes, so I'm just going to turn it over.
Wait, with the oven?
And look, you can see it's got nice colour on it. So I'm just going to turn it back over. Obviously you want to be very careful turning it over, but I knew that all the oil was absorbed, so it wasn't going to tip out on my fingers, because that would be painful. So again, what we're going to do is just cook it, and I've just turned it down, the oven down to 4 now. It was on 5. Just want to cook it slightly slower. The great thing about cooking these rosti potatoes is that you can fry them on the top, turn them over, and get both sides fried, and then you can put them on a tray and just finish them in the oven, which is what I like to do. So if you've got people coming round, what is good is get the potatoes prepared beforehand, and then when the guests come round and you're on your main course, if you have 2 or 3 courses, then you can just slip them in the oven for 10 minutes to crisp up, and your potatoes are hot and ready and delicious. And hey?
And delicious.
And delicious. I said delicious. And the other thing is, if you've only got big frying pans, you can do it in a big frying pan to the thickness you desire, and once it's cooked and you've turned it over both sides and caramelized it, cooked it, coloured it, you can take it out and cook it in the oven the same way, and then you can just cut it into wedges like you would a pizza or something like that. So don't let the small size of the don't let the small size of the pan that I'm using put you off if you don't have a small pan, because you can use a big one. And even if you don't have a pan and you just have a tray, you could even almost grease proof your tray, put the potato in it, cook it in the oven. It's just going to take slightly longer, and do it that way. That's quite a nice way of doing it as well. Right.
That's burning! Oh, it's not burned. Well, I haven't seen. Is it burned?
No, it's all right. So
It smells burnt.
it smells a little bit burnt. Let's have a look. So yes, when you're talking too much, that's what happens. But that's okay, because you won't actually taste it in the cooking process. See, we all burn everything in this house. So I'm going to repeat the process again, and I'm going to turn the oven down a bit more because it's quite hot now. The oven, the stove top, and
No, do mine.
yes, you can do yours, but you have to be careful. I'm just going to pour the oil in for you.
I'll mix the oil around.
There you are. Mix it around, but be careful because it's hot, isn't it? You know that.
Yep.
That is quite hot, isn't it? So let me put the first bit in so you don't burn yourself.
Huh?
Oh well, I don't want you to burn. You've already thought your finger was a potato. Who knows? You won't think it's a piece of potato again and stick it in the hot oil. You can do this bit because there's plenty of potato to put in, but I just didn't want the oil spitting at you.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. Right, your turn.
Hold on this way. Because I don't want it to get in my cut. Ow. It's hot.
You've got to be quick.
What? How do I know? I'm not a chef like you.
Oh, you're learning.
Well, I want to be a chef when I'm older.
Oh, that's good.
I don't want to die.
Right, take a really big handful.
I'm scared.
Scared of the potatoes? I'm going to bite you.
Of the heat.
I know. See, it's easier now. Push it down.
Ow.
Right, you go and wash your hands.
I don't see just burn myself in.
Oh no!
That really hurt.
Oh my goodness me!
I am back.
He is back. So we're going to roast these. We're going to cook these in the pan again until we finish them. Now these potato rosties, these bad boys, some may say slightly burnt. You really want a more caramelized colour than a slightly burnt colour, but that's okay. And let me just show you how thick these guys are. They're nice and thick, so they're like a potato cake. Really cool.
What's potato cake?
A potato cake. Cake made out of potato. Just what it looks like. So you can call it a potato cake, a potato pancake. We call them rosties. Now at this stage, this is the stage that you can keep them at if you're having a party or a dinner party or something. Keep them in the fridge and then get them out later on and just heat them in the oven, which is what we're going to do now. We're going to cook them through the oven on 180 degrees for about 15 minutes. And that will just finish them off nicely. And let's do that. Look at that rosti. Oh, yum, that's hot. The rosti's hot. I was just filming and talking to the people and watching the video about it. So there are rosti. The way that I've done it is fried it in the pan, nice and thick. I did it on 5, but I'd say it's probably too hot. So do it on 3. Be more patient than me. Takes a bit of time. Probably 3 or 4 minutes each side, if not longer. You can turn it right down and do it slower if you like. Then I put it in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes. You can turn it up at the end to probably 200 degrees C and cook it so it's crispier on the outside, depending on how you like it. So this is great for vegans, gluten-free, dairy-free. Obviously you don't add any butter. We just put herbs in it. You can add grated garlic, you can add cheese, mozzarella in there I reckon would be nice, maybe in the middle of it. Lots of herbs. I use dried herbs because the only herbs I had was basil. I would recommend rosemary chopped up finely, thyme, sort of harder herbs, and it's great with fish. Do you know what's really nice with these? I used to serve them in my bistro I used to have, and we used to do potato rosties with some smoked haddock, spinach and a poached egg. Oh, they were delicious, and maybe I should do that one day for you. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, push the notification bell, ding ding, so you can get notified when we do some more videos. And if there's any videos you want to see or any things you want to know how to make or learn how to make or us to show you, then please leave a comment in the comment section below the video, and catch you next time.